Hi, and welcome to another episode of Friendly Plastic TV. I'm your host, Linda Peterson of Linda Peterson Designs. And I've dedicated today's show to you rubber stampers because I wanted to give you or show you a different medium in which to use your rubber stamps with. So we'll be using rubber stamps, ink, and well, I'm going to keep the rest a surprise, so you're going to have to join me in the studio. Are you ready? This is one of those projects that I think you stampers are really going to love because it's going to give you a chance to experience stamping on a different work surface. And the first thing that you'll need to do is I have cut about 1.5 inch strip off of a full strip of Friendly Plastic, and this is a bright gold. It's a metallic gold. It has a foil over the top and it's black on the background. And we're going to apply some alcohol ink just to a little bit of the surface. It kind of alters it, gives it a little bit of color. We're kind of going for the tie-dye look in a way of sorts. So add a little bit of the ink. I'm using denim, and I believe there's stream over there. I love the contrast of the gold with, yes, I'm using stream, with the warm gold metallic with the cool colors of the ink. Got a little bit darker, so let's just pour that directly on there. Okay. You don't have to cover the entire surface of the plastic. In fact, it looks a little better if you don't. Let me get these out of the way here. Allow a couple seconds for the ink to dry. And I'm using StazOn ink. I just have found that this works the best. It's the most saturated and the colors just don't bleed off. I'm using, let's see what color, this is royal purple. Again, it's a nice contrast of a color, so I've just inked my stamp. The stamp that I have is a deep edge stamp, but it's a pretty full pattern. And you'll want something like this because as we manipulate the plastic, it will not necessarily give you the exact pattern that you've stamped, but it'll have a pretty cool design. So once you've stamped, it looks something like this. And you notice that I have not applied heat to the plastic yet. I'm working on cold plastic. Now though, I am just going to tap it for a couple seconds with some heat using my heat tool. The only thing I'm doing with this is I'm drying my ink so that I don't mess it up when I turn it over. Alright, I have not heated my plastic so much that it slumps, so you can see that I can lift it up, and I'm actually going to turn it over onto the back. Now that it's over on the back, we're going to apply heat until the back is completely shiny. And what you're going to notice is that the plastic will lift up and then it'll settle back down. And it gets real glossy on the back, so you can tell that it's completely heated. If this is your first time to Friendly Plastic, or it looks like something you might like to try, we do have classes that are available online. And I really urge you to take a class because it will really help reduce the time it takes for you to learn that curve of heating the plastic. Now I want to show you, lift this up to the camera. As you can see, that's nice and shiny. So that's how I know that it's ready to go. Now what I want to do, depending on how big you want your bead, I'm going to lay, this is a metal dowel rod. I'm using metal because it will release from the plastic nice. And I'm going to lift these edges up here. Simply going to roll this around the dowel rod. I know that you're rolling in some of that real pretty pattern, but this length seems to be a magical length to ensure that your hole in the tube bead is right in the center. Isn't that pretty? So you can make these any width that you want. You can make these any length that you want. You can make these as thick as you want just by adding more plastic. And now I've basically created a tube bead. So I need to let this cool. I could also dunk it in some cold water and harden the plastic. And let me show I've threaded my bead onto an eye pin, and I've added a couple of Swarovski crystals and a couple of bead caps. Not quite finished, but I'll show you the finished piece at the end of this show. So on this side I have a link, and I have a link on the opposite end. And then this is my focal area right here, my focal piece, where I have a dangling gem, my 2 bead, and I've created a little tassel. I really think you'll have a lot of fun experimenting with the different colors that the Friendly Plastic comes in, with the different colors of alcohol ink and the stamping ink and the different patterns that you have. So your possibilities for creating beautiful beads are truly limited to your own imagination. You can get more project ideas and inspiration on the web at friendlyplastic.blogspot.com. Also visit our sponsor at amico.com. Online and live classes available through crafttechuniversity.com. You can also friend us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.